Understanding more about how my dyslexia impacts my life has actually made a huge difference for me. And for most of my life, I didn't know. Like, I was told as a kid, hey, you're dyslexic, but nobody sat me down and explained what that meant. So I was just kind of like, oh, yeah, maybe that's why reading out loud is hard, or reading takes me a little more time, or I'm a terrible speller, or like I have trouble with B's and D's and P's and Q's and the directions that they face. Like, that's kind of how I understood it until post grad school when I started learning more and I was like, oh, all of these parts of how I function in the way that my brain works, in the way that I interact with things, and the logic that my brain comes to, it all kind of makes sense now. And that has made a huge difference in the way that I see myself, but also in the way that I function. Because in the way that I function, I now look at myself and I'm like, okay, certain things are more challenging, and therefore, if I accommodate or I use certain tools, that can actually make those things a lot better. Like, if when I'm trying to write something, I don't focus as much on getting fixated on, like, let's make sure everything about the grammar and the spelling is right on the first go round. Like, there are other tools that we can use to help with that, or maybe using dictation tools, or maybe listening to things instead of trying to read them. Like, that's a huge one for me. And the more I've become aware of that, and the more I've actually leaned into like figuring out how does my brain work best, how do I learn best, how do I communicate best, that's made a huge difference. But almost more than all of that, what's been huge is that for so much of my life, I looked at the way that my brain functioned, at the way that, like, if I was in a group, how I would interact verbally with that group, if I was asked to like read something out loud. I looked at the way that those things impacted me, and I think I thought less of myself because of those things. But now understanding like all of those struggles, all those challenges are because I'm dyslexic, suddenly I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense. And now I don't judge myself for them. Now I'm like, yeah, that's part of who I am. That's part of how my brain functions. If you ask me to share in a group, I'm probably going to have a different answer than everybody else because that's just how my brain works. In being able to accept that because I understand more about how something like dyslexia impacts me, it's made a huge difference in allowing me to accept myself as I am without judgment or criticism. And that's been huge. Like that's why it's so valuable to understand and learn about dyslexia if you're dyslexic. Or even if you have somebody else in your life who you care about or who you're supporting who is dyslexic. It makes a difference.